The last thing you'd expect early in the morning is someone knocking on your door. 16 years ago, that's exactly what happened to one Dublin man. He answered the door, and then what happened next is something police investigators tell me they still don't understand. And they need your help solving this Middle Georgia cold case.
Dozens of cases come across the desks of officers at the Dublin Police Department. There are a few, however, that leave investigators puzzled.
He was 62 years old, he's shot, and nobody's had to answer for that crime.
The case of 62-year-old Erva Rayner, a Florida man who moved to Dublin, who lived at an apartment on Fair Street in August 1999, is one of them.
Someone knocked on his front door. This happened at like 4:26 in the morning. His girlfriend was laying on the couch.
Investigators say Rayner lived here with his girlfriend back in 1999. He answered the door early one morning and someone shot him.
Opened the door. She never saw who was at the door. As he opened the door, they fired a shotgun twice. Struck him 2 times in the torso.
Police say moments after the shooting were a whirlwind.
She never saw a suspect. Before she got to the door, he was gone. Only words that the victim ever told her was to call an ambulance. And officers arrived within a couple of minutes, and this was it. We had no witnesses, no evidence, nothing.
A tough start for investigators. They had no leads, no clues, no idea who would shoot a man he didn't know. Rayner survived the shooting.
He actually lived for a little over 2 months. He was still in the hospital. They had transferred him to Florida where he had family, and he finally succumbed to the injuries, which they said were from the gunshot wound.
Years later, Lieutenant Greg Dominy says it's hard for him and his detectives to come back and revisit cases like this one.
With the workload we have now, we try to revisit them as often as we can, but normally it takes, we'll get a new call or somebody will mention the case and we'll go back and start going through it. But, you know, with this day, you know, the amount of caseload that my guys carry now, it's almost impossible.
Still, he'd like to get this case solved for Erva's family, so they don't have to wait for justice anymore.
You want to close it for them, but in the midst of trying to do that, you have to reopen that wound.
If you remember what happened to Erva Rayner, call the Dublin Police Department. The number is 277-5023.